Hello there, folks. It's Joe Wazoo here. Hey, I just want to quickly show you a demo program I'm working on for a colleague to show off some RFID products, different IO products from Turk. And so, what I've got on my desk here is one of their BLCEN 6M12LT 2 RFID-S simple dash 8XSG P stations. And so, this product looks like this. In this particular thing, I'm using a Redline HMI here, and this is what's on my desk. I've got this case right here. I can turn on different I/O on the station, and you can see here that the inputs, this is XSG. If I can move this, let me see here, team. If I can put this in the view of the camera, there we go, look at that. This is the side view of the station right there. I'm trying to film two things at once, but as you can see, if I turn off the side LEDs on here, you can notice that those icons go off. And what's unique about the HMI program is that these lights here on the side correspond to the same thing that's on the actual station. So this is the BL indent station I'm using, as you can see across the side, and there is the part number of this particular unit right there. If I get it more into focus, right about there. So anyway, so that is part of the XSG IO, but also on here, what I'm doing is I've got some RFID reader heads. So the purpose of this is to demonstrate RFID. So if I navigate away from this page and go to the actual RFID demo page, for instance, right here, you can see in the video that the light here is blinking roughly once every 2 seconds. Well, if I enable the RFID head right here, this LED then gets locked on because now the head is actually turned on. Of course, I can click here and turn it off, and it goes back to blinking and so forth. I have a couple of two heads attached to this reader right now. So once I put this enable the head, you'll notice here, team, if I happen to take, I've got some RFID tags here. Let me move that out of the way. Here's one of the RFID tags right here. I've got this kind of model here, this one here. TURCK also makes some pretty cool little tags like that. And then you can also buy some less expensive Mylar ones that you can stick on things. So I've got a number of tags here. I just got them labeled A, B, C, D, so forth. So anyway, what I'm saying is now that I got the thing locked on here, if I put a tag in the position to read it, you'll see that it kind of flickers much quicker. And if you notice on the actual HMI screen that you can see right now that this icon here goes solid green. So with the tag in the zone like that, you can execute a read command from here, and it'll show you what's currently on one cell of the tag data. And if you want to change that, you could go over here and you could put in number 1, for instance, write it to the tag, and then once you write it, you should read it back to verify, and it should have number 1. So this is a pretty simple example right here that you can use. If you hit the menu button, you can also go into further RFID controls, and you can allocate multiple messages or byte frames to write to at the same time. You also get access to all the raw data here that's coming from the RFID, and you can also go here to the feedback, which also gives you the data feedback as well from that guy. So that is kind of a quick demo of this program. I also have just a raw page here just showing sample Modbus registers. But the real benefit of this is to have some fun and games. So I've also created on here a game called Cliffhangers, which is a spinoff of the old Price is Right game, I believe. And if you watch this example, your goal is to guess the number that is on the RFID tag. So if you push the green button here, I'll push it on the screen, it's actually going to write to the tag. And then when it gets done, it verifies it's written, and then it says it's written to the tag. So in this case, we don't know what the number is. So if we happen to click on this part of the screen right here, the keyboard comes up, and we can put in some number, for instance. We're going to guess the number. We're only writing 1 byte of data, so it's going to go between 0 to 255. So if I wanted to start off, say, at 135, somewhere in the middle, let's click it. So you can see that the Cliffman has moved up the screen there. If you don't like the sound, you can always click this button right here to turn it off. So we know now that we guessed 135, and we don't know exactly how far we are from there. So if we turn on this button right here, we can enable or disable. We can disable or enable our advice key here. So this shows us the true difference we were between the number we guessed. So we're either 187 greater than this or 187 behind this. So I'm not good at math. So if I wanted to say 235, maybe I went to 210 this time. Let's see what it does. And you can see I'm within 12 this time. So I'm either at, I'm not very good here, but let's say I go 222. And we're a winner right there. So we've got winner, we won the game, and so forth. And if we go start this game back over again, I'll go ahead and program the tag here. So it starts all over. And for this one, I'll turn my sound back on. If you have any questions, this little question mark right here kind of gives you instructions of how it works and so forth. So if I go ahead and reset the tag here, and you'll see here it's written the tag. So right now, I don't know what the tag number is. I got my difference on. If I navigate away from here and say I just go to the RFID Demo, for instance, it's already read the tag as 224. Apparently, is the cheat number. So if I go back to this guy here, should have that number on the tag. And if I put in a guess here, let's say 225 maybe. Notice it's only off by 1. So if I make it just a different for giggles, let's go 245. Oh, I can turn the sound back on. And then if I happen to make it the number, what did I say was 224, I think? There's your winner sound right there. So that is how it operates, team. Anyway, kind of neat little demo. Trying to get it to shut off. Anyway, I've got a long song. Personally, I happen to like the sound that the ukulele makes. I tried to find the sound for ukulele, but I couldn't find it. So if we just guess here, I'm kind of pleased with this number. You know, and I also want to show you one more thing. If you happen to go off the screen, so let's say what happens when you go exceed the number. So we'll put in a number big again here. Let's just put in 1 this time. All right, so we're way off here. You can see Cliff is rising up the thing on the real screen, and of course you're watching this here. Also, this sidebar over here keeps track of the last 10 guesses you have, so you get up to 10 to guess before you lose it all. And if we get to the top here, so it just exceeded, and I think it's going to collect. So maybe 1 more. I don't think so, but we'll try it again. Let's put in 181, for instance. Yep, there we lost. So that's what happens if you're a loser in this game. Anyway, that's just a quick example of this RFID demo that I'm working on. I'm pretty tickled with this game that I added to it, and kind of fun thing you can do with this particular database, and should be a pretty nice demo for a person to use shortly. Hey, thanks a lot. If you got any questions, if you're looking for a copy of this database or something, hey, feel free to send me an email. I'll be glad to share this program with you. Have a great day, folks. We'll see you later.